Hi, Leo. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here, and thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what the collective needs to hear at this time. I have set that intention with my guides and with this deck. So if you are here because this is in your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, then this message is definitely for you. So let's get into it and see what Spirit has. I also have an oracle deck that I will pull from at the end for any additional messages that we may need to know. Be sure and like the video. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. And definitely subscribe to the channel if you like the messages. All of that really helps my channel to grow, and it pushes the message out for others so that they can get the messages as well. On the bottom of the deck, we had the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is traditions, beliefs. It is that, that higher knowledge. It's like a teacher or a mentor, learning. But it's, he's very connected to spirit, and he's the bridge between heaven and earth, right? So it's that higher knowledge, that higher learning. This can also be about you becoming a teacher or needing to find a teacher, right? Like a mentor in order to help you navigate the situation. Or you could be deepening your spirituality by studying different modalities and spiritual knowledge, and really kind of trying to, I don't know, maybe go through some kind of spiritual awakening. Let's get more into the tarot and find out. So the situation is judgment, and the judgment is very much spiritual awakening energy. This is, it's like a reckoning, right? Like an awakening. Like these people are literally waking up out of their graves on the Rider Waite, right? Like she is kind of waking up and having like a rebirth energy and accepting the past, and then having like this divine call to a spiritual awakening. I feel like this could have to do with maybe some kind of spiritual awakening, spiritual enlightenment, or you wanting to deepen your spiritual practice in some way, like finding a mentor or becoming a teacher and getting that higher knowledge. But also, like, releasing self-criticism from yourself in order to move forward, and kind of just releasing the past, releasing things that have happened in the past here. The blockage is the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is about things at a pause, kind of surrendering control to spirit and seeing things from a different perspective. You can be like, this is a blockage, could be maybe you're a little impatient, right? Things feel like they are a little stagnant and you're trying to force them forward, right? Like you cannot force a spiritual awakening. It's something that you have to align with, and something that you have to gradually kind of work your way through. And that can be very, you can feel stuck and stagnant, right? Because delays are annoying, and it can be very frustrating when things are stagnant or they seem stagnant, right? But when spirit has you at a pause or things are not moving forward the way that you want them to, it's because they're wanting you to see something, right? They're wanting you to see things from a different perspective and really awaken to the things around you, right? Really gain that enlightenment in order to fully step into this spiritual awakening. Like just quieting your mind and listening to those intuitive messages, right? Opening to that divine. Because again, that Hierophant is the bridge between heaven and earth, like that divine connection. And this is really needing to quiet your mind and maybe do some meditation, right? So the root cause of this is the King of Pentacles. So this has to do with your stability and your comfort. Um, so the King of Pentacles is all about wealth and stability, right? So he's built on like a solid foundation. The King of Pentacles is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So doesn't mean you're dealing with a an Earth energy. You can be, but this is just like that grounded and stable energy, right? Earth is very grounded, and the Pentacles are very stable, and it's an energy of like taking action with authority, but also like being generous, right? Um, and it requires you to use your resources for the benefit of others. So you very well could be becoming some kind of teacher in something here. That could be in spirituality, right? Like maybe you're becoming a yoga teacher or a spiritual guru, right? But I feel like this is like you needing to use your spiritual resources in order to help others, right? So, however you do that, whatever your modality is, this has to do with the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is a newer energy, right? That inner child. So cups are about your emotions, but the pages are like that new, fresh energy. This is um, like emotional experiences, but also like the intuitive messages that you may get from spirit, right? So again, this new creative endeavor, this new like tapping into your intuition, receiving message. So maybe this is like you kind of opening up to psychic abilities, right? Your intuition, the intuitive messages. Maybe you're doing tarot, right? But this has to do with you going through a spiritual awakening and seeing things in a different way, seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe you're seeing resources differently, and then opening up more to um, intuitive messages, right? And creativity, just new opportunities. The Page of Cups is again the emotions, but your emotions are tied to your intuition, and this is about you opening yourself to receiving messages from unexpected sources like your intuition. The message from your higher self or your spirit guides is the Lovers. So the Lovers can be about a love relationship, a partnership, but this can be like your partnership between your masculine and feminine energy, like needing to balance your masculine and feminine and get into alignment. So the Lovers was originally a card of choice, choosing, making a decision from a place of love and balance, right? And choosing what is for the higher good. And again, like the spiritual awakening, you becoming some kind of teacher and using your gifts for the higher good, and then getting into alignment with that. It's that balance of masculine and feminine energy, and just being in alignment with love again, right? So um this can be about you choosing to have healthy communication and the highest expression of yourself that you can give to others, right? Again, with that spiritual awakening, and then sharing your resources, right? This doesn't even have to be money. Like resources are like your spiritual gifts, right? That intuition, your knowledge. Maybe you've been through something that you can help others with, right? So in the immediate future, we have the Strength card, and the Strength card is about confidence. It's about courage. It is about, um, again, that connection to the divine. Like you have the strength to overcome any challenges and obstacles that you may be encountering, right? And it's also about endurance. So maybe you've found some challenges on this spiritual path through this awakening, right? And with this Hanged Man, again, it's about like feeling stuck or feeling stagnant, and that could be the obstacle or the challenge, but you have the strength to overcome that, right? Like right now I feel like you could just be getting into alignment and really kind of um, opening up to your intuition, and that's what's going to help you move forward. But she has strength, and she also has compassion, so like maybe kind of have some compassion for yourself while you're going through this, because it's not a linear process, right? Like it's not a start to finish. Like it's, when I look at this Judgment card, I see this this music that's coming down, it's kind of windy, right? Like it's not a straight line. Like there are ups and downs, there are ebbs and flows to a spiritual awakening. It's not like point A to point B type of situation, right? So I feel like you just kind of need to have some compassion for yourself, and then tap into that inner strength and confidence to overcome this, because you really can. I mean, there's a lot of major arcana in this too. So in your thoughts and feelings, we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about moving on. It's about accepting a lesson and then transitioning to calmer waters from that lesson and moving on from one place of being to another. So again, with this spiritual awakening, like you're definitely going through something here, some kind of awakening, tapping into higher knowledge. You could be feeling like very accepting of this lesson. You may be feeling this transition and really just kind of reaching a new level on your spiritual healing journey and moving into a period of peace right after this struggle and overcoming these obstacles. Like this is you feeling like you are moving on. And you could also be like physically moving. Maybe you feel like you need to move, because this is my card for moving. But I just feel like you are, you're really accepting this lesson, and you're feeling you want things to move into calmer waters, right? You're ready for things to kind of calm down here. So in your environment, the influence is the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is very logical and very direct. He's very good with communication, right? He has that good intellect and those good leadership skills. And he takes action from a place of logic and reason. And I feel like that's very much like what you're doing here in order to overcome this. Like using your logic and really kind of taking that leadership role to embody those qualities, right? Like authority, intelligence, the use of your logic to attain this success, right? And be able to, maybe you want to turn this into a business again, like becoming a spiritual teacher, right? Maybe you're doing Reiki or yoga or some kind of spiritual practice. Again, you could be doing mediumship or even tarot, but this is like, having the confidence and the authority and taking action on your own behalf here. So I just feel like there is very much this logical approach and this feeling of stepping into this leadership, this authority type position, becoming that teacher, right? And your hopes and fears, we have the devil. So the devil is toxicity. It is like holding on to things that don't serve us, like toxic behaviors, toxic mentalities. It's like a self-sabotage, right? So you could be fearing that maybe you're self-sabotaging, right? Maybe you're not confident. Maybe things have been stalled out and you're not tapping into your intuition here. You're feeling like you're not aligned. But you could also be hoping to free yourself from some kind of constraint or some kind of this could be like a mental prison or some kind of like control, that self-sabotage, right? So it could go both ways. I mean, these toxic thought patterns and unhealthy coping mechanisms may be like the root cause of some kind of self-sabotage, and you're really hoping to get rid of those. Maybe with this awakening, you can help others to overcome that, right? Maybe that's your talent here. You've done the work, and now you can show others how to do that. The potential outcome, we have the Queen of Wands. Absolutely love that. This is Aries, Leo, Sag. So this is your card. This is you like really kind of stepping into your power, stepping into your authority. She is emotionally intelligent. She's passionate. She's heart-centered. She's very creative, again, with this spiritual awakening and this some kind of like creative endeavor. You had that Page of Cups too, like your intuition and your creativity. But she's like confident, and she has that worthiness, right? That self-confidence. So again, this is you just stepping into some kind of leadership position, I feel like, and becoming that teacher. And then, they call her the master manifestor, like the Magician card. She is very intuitive, and she can manifest her heart's desires. And they called her the witch of the tarot because she has a black cat with her. So she manifests the reality that she wants. And I feel like this is you becoming more confident and stepping into your personal growth and just stepping again into that Queen of Wands energy, whether you're male or female, right? Like we all have masculine and feminine energy. This is just you really stepping into that fiery, passionate energy, that divine feminine energy, right? I love the dragon back here with the fire sign. I've never really paid attention to that before, but healing the blocks to your self-esteem or your confidence because you had that strength, like overcoming that, right? And then tapping into that self-confidence. I love this. I think this is amazing. This is a very empowering reading. But you're definitely going through some kind of spiritual awakening here, gaining higher knowledge and really getting into alignment, opening up more to your intuition, right? You don't even have to be becoming a teacher. This can just be you tapping into that higher knowledge in order to go through this spiritual awakening. But you could also be, getting a mentor or becoming a teacher. So what do they not see coming, Spirit? What does Leo not see coming here? Awesome. I love this. So you have the Five of Pentacles, Justice, and the Ten of Wands. This is about healing any kind of limiting beliefs, any kind of abandonment. And the Justice is like divine justice coming in and then releasing any kind of burdens, right? So the Five of Pentacles is that limiting belief, that lack mindset that's been holding you back, that self-confidence, right? Feeling like you can't do this, feeling like you're not good enough for whatever reason. This is really kind of healing that. And then Justice is like that divine justice coming in here and restoring balance and getting into alignment and, completing karmic contracts. So again, with the Lovers, like getting into that alignment and that balance, like things are balancing out, like you're healing whatever this lack mindset or this limiting belief. Maybe you have some kind of like abandonment wound or something that you needed to heal, but we're definitely healing from that. And then, divine justice is here. Balance is being restored and you're releasing any burdens that you've been carrying with that Ten of Wands. That is like burnout, exhaustion, and then releasing those burdens that you have been carrying. So I really love this. I feel like it's just, this is like uncovering the truth of situations so that you can release the burdens, right? Like you've been holding yourself back and telling yourself that you can't do things or, that confidence, right? This has been really detrimental to your self-empowerment. And now like this is the finding balance and alignment within that and, restoring the balance within yourself. So what advice do you have? Yeah. So you have the Knight of Cups, Eight of Cups, Five of Cups. Wow. Lots of cups energy, very emotional energy. So the Knight of Cups is that, again, with your intuition and your emotions, like following your heart here and being open to, that, those intuitive messages, being open to your creativity and like being open to new inspiration and the optimism, right? Like following your heart and being filling your cup and being very optimistic, and then walking away from things that no longer emotionally serve you, right? That Eight of Cups, like leave things in the past that need to be in the past. Don't take them with you into this new cycle. And then you have the Five of Cups, which again is about healing. It is, don't focus on what has been lost or don't focus on the lack. Focus on, all of the good things that could come in. Like this person is so focused on that 3 of Cups that have been spilt that they don't even notice this whole like buffet back here behind them, right? So don't focus on what is lost by you walking away, because so much better is coming in for you, right? I really love this. I think this is amazing because you're opening up to your intuition. Like, again, that Knight of Cups is really that emotional experiences and enjoying the process as it unfolds, right? It's kind of like a fast moving energy, too. So things could kind of maybe be speeding up for you. I love this energy. I think it's amazing. Let's see. Let's get you some oracle cards and kind of wrap things up here for you. You're definitely going through some kind of big transition here, really opening up more to your spirituality, going through some kind of rebirth, and then just leaving the past behind, moving into a more aligned you, right? Standing in your power here, gaining that enlightenment. I really love it. I think it's very, very amazing energy. So what else do you have for Leo, Spirit? So you have professional assistance. It may be time to seek wise counsel. This could be in any life area, legal, financial advice, or more personal needs such as counseling or therapy. Yeah. So this can be like a lawyer, this justice card, or the Hierophant can be a mentor. So maybe you are seeking someone out in order to kind of work through things. This could be therapy, with all of this heart-centered energy, these emotions. This could be therapy, or this could be, your connection with the divine here. Pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your best life. Yeah, opening to these intuitive messages, right? That Page of Cups. Protect. You're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly, but it's important that you set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is the time to get some protection in place. Yeah, when you're opening up to your intuition, you definitely want some kind of protection plan or some kind of routine that you go through in order to protect your energy. Miracles. You've been asked to pay extra close attention to all the big and small miracles that have already occurred in your life, and also to those that are currently occurring and are still to come. Miracles surround you. Be on the lookout for them. Maybe you guys have been seeing signs. You guys been seeing, like, I see angel numbers a lot. I've been seeing 717 and 707 a lot lately, and 222, which is that's my number. It's always been like my number. Find the lesson. Something has happened and it stopped you in your tracks. In reality, it was simply teaching you where you needed to grow. There is no such thing as failure. So pick yourself up, learn from it, and keep going. Yeah, like this Hanged Man, right? Like things may feel stalled because you needed to see them from a different perspective. And then that Six of Swords is about accepting that lesson and then transitioning into a new way of being, right? Like a new spiritual practice, or like just a new mindset, right? So definitely feel like things are going to pick up here. I feel like it's just, maybe get a mentor, get into some alignment here, but you have a lot of good things coming in here, like definitely stepping into your power and releasing a lot of burdens that you've been carrying. So I hope that message helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.